CC, the CEO, wanna change your life? Come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a goal builder that could teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychology black on firm, but we ain't all black.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. It's your girl, Constance Carter. Thank you for joining me today on the Grow Your Money podcast, where we talk about really how to grow your money and not blow your money. Because you know why? If you blow your money, it ain't a damn thing funny. For real. What's up, everybody? I see people already in the comments. I see you guys coming in. Come on in. Make yourself at home. Get comfortable. We have a really amazing topic today. It's not about politics. It's more about relationships. But I got some really special guests that are getting ready to join me today. I think it's going to be very entertaining. So fasten your seatbelt. And I think you're going to enjoy the conversation. So listen. You know, as you guys are already doing it. I love it. And I love you all. You know, every time I come live, this is a dialogue and not a monologue. Okay. So I love to know where you are watching from, because I love for you to talk back to me and talk black to me. Yes. So come on. So let me just see. Sophia said, like yesterday. Yesterday was great. If y'all wasn't on yesterday, if you guys weren't on live yesterday, go back and watch the video. Well, actually, you guys can't see all the crazy comments. There was a lot of trolls on the show yesterday because we were talking about, I don't think it was polarizing. I just thought it was an interesting conversation. It was a political conversation, but for some reason, the trolls happened to find it, and they were in full effect yesterday. These are people who don't normally be on my stream. So I just thought that was interesting. But what's up, lovely JR? The other thing, the number two. Thank you, Dennis. I appreciate you. You know, I love you. The other thing, number two, is we always love for you to talk back to us, talk black to us. Oh, if you have a business. So this is also part of the Grow Your Money culture community. We love to support Black businesses. We want to make sure that we support you and that your Black business is seen. So if you have a Black business, two things. One, put your Black business in the comments, okay? That is extremely important. Put your Black business in the comments, because we want to put it on the screen. We want other people to see it, because we do have tons and tons of people that are watching this all the time. And so we want to make sure that people see your business so that you can get more visibility in your business. Hopefully you have an online presence. Put it in the comments what your business is, where it's at, and how they can contact you. So that's another thing. Okay. So that's another thing. The other thing is, if you have Miss Black Hollywood, my girl Tiara, she has a Black business directory, and she's putting all the Black businesses in this directory. So if you have a Black business and you want to add it to the Black business directory that Tiara's putting together, go to info@realvirtual.net. Email your Black business. She will put it in the directory, and then she will make it available once she gathers all of the business information. Okay. So what y'all do today? Okay, I got a special guest, but let me just tell you sort of the premise of today's talk, because I actually had another topic I was going to talk about today, you guys. And I had the statistics and the facts and the slides. Like, I had everything. You know, I really love to educate y'all, right? I really love to go into the history of stuff and just go and talk about, you know, things from a historical perspective and what's getting ready to happen and how it could affect your money. But yesterday on the Fly Nubian Money Show, there was we had an interesting comment about women, especially Black women. It was a Kevin Samuels conversation, and it was talking about women losing their value the older they get. I think Kevin Samuels was basically saying, you know, if you're 20, you good. If you're 30, you know, you're going down. If you're 40, you're half price. If you're 50, clearance, goodwill, give her away. That's basically what they were saying. And so we had a conversation, but all of the ladies on the show were like, you know, of a certain age. We were all, I'm gonna see if I can find it. We were all of a certain age. I know Tiara's back there. Tiara, do you know where, can we find it? Oh, okay. Dave Hollister just texted me. Damn. Okay. Anyway, so I wanted to, let's see. Can we find it? Okay. So Tiara says stand by, because Kevin Samuels had this thing, and he said that he said that, we were on sale. And so then we were having the conversation, and somebody in the audience, and there was a lot of trolls on that show yesterday too. Somebody in the audience said, "That's why you ain't got no man." They were saying specifically to me, "That's why you ain't got no man." And I thought that was so funny. Like, what? Like, and it got me thinking, because I was having a conversation with my cousin this morning, and it got me thinking, like, why do so many people act like being in a relationship is the end all be all of success? Like, you could be out here building generational wealth, owning businesses, empowering your community, like doing all the things. But if you don't have a partner, somehow you are failing. Why? And then you got to ask yourself, do they ask men this thing too? Are men questioned the same way? Is men's worth or value based upon them having a partner? I don't think I've ever heard any man get asked or told, "That's why you ain't got no woman." So I wanted to have a conversation with a couple of men, a couple of women. And so first, I want to bring my good girlfriend, Miss April Sampé, on here to join the conversation, because she always got some good stuff to say. Now, we have a couple of other men. One's having technical difficulty. One's going to be on here a little bit later. But April is married. So the idea was to have somebody who's single, someone who's married. April is... Okay, so now we're not backwards. So now I can go this way, because remember when I said point this way, it'll go that way.
Anyway, you're here.
Yes, it works now.
Oh, okay.
So April's married, okay, and I'm formally married. I'm currently single, and I wanted to have a married person, a single person, and a gentleman, a male perspective on here, which we should have at least one or two men on here a little bit later. But I wanted to just kind of give, have a little a well-rounded conversation. So I'm gonna ask you. So April, I know you got some fans on here, and if you guys don't know nothing about April, let me introduce her. She is a singer extraordinaire, real estate professional. She is all the things. I absolutely love April. And let me see something.
Can we not see something? We don't have to see anything. We can see it later.
Okay.
Yeah, like tomorrow. So good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? I hope everybody is magically delicious, blessed, and highly flavored. Just as it relates to relationships, I agree. I hate the fact that we have been groomed. We as women have been groomed to believe that we're the prize, right? I'm sorry. We've been told that we are the prize. We've always been told that we're the prize, but we have been groomed to believe that the man is the prize as it relates to the relationship. And what that means is a man will cheat on you. A man will beat you. A man will, put you down in every way, shape, and form. And then somebody will tell you, make sure you pray over that man. That's a good man, Savannah. That man, even though he treated you like garbage, you need to love on that man. Maybe you're not loving him well enough. Maybe you're not cooking the way you need to be cooking. Like, these are the things that women are always told. And they're not just told from other men. They're told from other women who have been in the same abusive type relationships. It's always just strange to me.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I never wanted to get married, right? And I found somebody that I'm like, oh, he's not the person that I have always been told that I'm supposed to love on or I'm supposed to build up. Like, my husband builds me up the way I build him up. Hey, baby.
You know him?
From back in the day.
Okay.
Oh, wait, he actually put that on.
Yeah. Well, listen, wait. Okay, while you talking, Noel, I actually got one of your brothers on here. Let's bring him on. So this brother is, I think he's 6'7", fine, single, bachelor, successful, all the things. Oh, there he is. What's up?
What's up?
Hey, Stretch.
What's going on? How you feel?
This good. So Stretch is a DJ and a vegan and an author and all of the things. And
he's a vegan.
He's a vegan, just like April.
Real quick, hold on. Y'all see that? Can y'all read that?
Look at Stretch. She a vegan too.
Oh yeah. I'm quite familiar with April. We've run into each other over the years.
How you doing?
What's up? Good to see you again.
Vegans do taste better. Just want to put that out there. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
So April, Stretch is 6'7", fine, single, all of the things. And so I'm going to ask you, Stretch. I know you're driving right now. Have you ever been asked, or have, because here's the conversation. People say, somebody told me yesterday, well, that's why you ain't married, as if that was, or that's why you ain't got no man, as if that was like an insult to me. But that's
Right.
only to women, right? Women, people think women are successful by who they are in a relationship with. If they're in a relationship, their success is measured by that. My question to you is,
Right.
as a man, as a single man, has anybody ever said to you, that's why you ain't got no woman? Or has anybody ever placed a value on you based upon you being with a woman or having a woman?
Not necessarily. Not from that extent. I think mostly what I get all the time, which is, it gets on my nerves too, is like, why are you single? Why haven't you been married? Why don't you have any kids? Why, I'm like, yo, when it's my time, it's my time. Like, I'm not out here, I'm not pressed to do anything just for the sake of, living up to standards of what folks think what it's supposed to be. But to answer your first question, no, I don't think anyone has ever put like some sort of like value or stigmatism on me to say like, I'm not where I'm supposed to be because I'm not with, a particular person who can add this or that to my life. Like I said, I think when that time is supposed to happen, it'll happen. And also I want it to happen organically, not just something that's just going to happen just because I'm pressed to be in something. You know what I mean?
Right. So for you though, have you ever heard that term said to a woman, like, why, that's why you ain't got no man or whatever?
Oh yeah, plenty of times.
What do you think about that?
Times.
Is that fair that that's put on women and not on men?
I do believe it's unfair because I think, again, a lot of times we are trying to, live up to these so-called standards that society has put on us or want to put on us, to say, like, in order for a woman to be successful, not to be successful, but in order for a woman to, be whatever she needs to be, it needs to be aligned with a man. And I don't think that's necessarily true. So I think when it comes to relationships, it's great to be in something if you find the right person, but you could be fine without, being aligned with somebody just for the sake of being with somebody.
Absolutely.
I will say there are only 2 times that a man will hear that.
When?
And I'm sorry, 2 roles that they play. So one would be if they're a pastor, and another one will be if they're a president, or if they're running for president. Like, they have to be married if they are in one of those roles, or something, a high political role, or a high level in the church. They have to be married. When you think about women and what women bring, women are the ones that add additional value.
Mm-hmm.
And so, there was a pastor that actually said it. They were like, we multiply things. And that's true. That's what we do. It's like, you give us money, we'll make more. You give us, sperm, we'll make babies. You give us, food, we'll make dinner. Like, we'll build, we help you build, and we're the ones that we're the backbones of everything. Mm-hmm. And so I think that there's so much more credit that we deserve, but we don't get it because of your people like your Kevin Samuels, and people who follow, and I'm sorry to say it, like, because may he rest in peace. You know what I mean? And poor thing, I don't think he's getting any peace because of the way he spoke. But there's so many people that follow that. They're like, we are the prize, which I'm not going to say that they're not. I think that every man, if they're adding value in a relationship, they are a prize. You know what I'm saying? But why can't we both be?
Right. Why does it have to be one? And what is this thing? Because again, for you, Stress, you're a single man, you're an eligible bachelor, and then there's this idea that you guys have so many women. Out here in the DMV, it's like 9 women to 1 man is what they're saying. So how is it for you in terms of like being out there in the dating thing? And is it 9 quality women? Like, what do you say?
That is a very good question, and I think it alters based off of the season. To be honest with you, because I don't think it's not a question of quality or quantity, because there's definitely plenty of that. It's just when you have a lot of choices, when you have options can be a detriment. You know what I'm saying? Because you may see something that you like on Tuesday, and mess around and go back out on Saturday, and what you liked on Tuesday, you don't like it no more because it's Saturday. You know what I mean? So it's like you have too many options, and then a lot of times we're not able to. And I'm just speaking for myself. I'm not here to speak for every man. I'm just saying for me, like, you know, when you see something that's pretty much good for you and you still are out or wanting something more or seeking something else, that's where the things come into play. Like sometimes you just need to just chill and not think that, you know, the grass is always going to be green on the other side, but just focus on what you got on your lawn right now, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. You know what, April? The way he articulated that, I think that's the issue, is being out here with the abundance, is that when you have so many options, it's really hard to settle down and choose. Like that's a very real thing for both men and women, right? So if you were in a place where I think there was more scarcity, it might be a little bit easier for you to settle down because you're not seeing all of this variety of the options that are out there. Like that's true.
I'm going to agree with you wholeheartedly, but also disagree, right? Because I live in a place where there's definitely no abundance. Amen. And so, but I'm front, like when I was in the DMV, I married my husband there, right? When I met him there, trust and believe that there was a man every, in every corner. You could just walk down the street and you'd be like, oh, well, this is going to be Thursday, this is going to be Friday, and this one's going to be Friday.
Is that your life at one time?
Absolutely. Like, yes, it was my life at one time, and it was a fun life. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, stretch. April said she should say this is what she told me to do. Now, I've never done this, but this
and
is
you see how I don't change. But go ahead.
This was the advice she gave me. She said, go up to a cute gentleman like yourself and say, what are you doing tonight? And then go, how about me?
Hey, but you know the crazy thing about it, you're going to run into somebody because, and listen, some dudes are all like, you know, will have that certain sort of like, you know, bravado about them, like, oh yeah, I want a woman to do some stuff like that. You do that to some dudes, watch how they you know, retreat. They'll be like, yo, yeah, hey, because some people aren't. Some guys, I'm trying to tell you, I've seen this. Some dudes don't know how to respond well to that, but it is something dope to do. You should try it though. You should try it.
I don't think
I'm telling you that you can definitely. Somebody just said it. Somebody said men want a trophy case and women want a trophy. I can totally agree with that. But every once in a while, a woman wants a trophy case too. Like every once in a while, you want to have your trophy case. And I believe that every once in a while, before you get married, before you settle down, I believe that you should have a trophy case, because when you have your trophy case, you know what trophy you want to put up on the shelf, right? And so it's just that simple. Like if you've had your experience, and you can then say, this is what I want. This is what I want to settle down with. And this is my forever person. And I was able to do that in a sea of amazingly beautiful men. You know what I mean? Beautiful men who, and a lot of them treated me nicely, but I found the one that I wanted. And that's the one that I settled down with.
Stretch. Yeah. So let me just tell you. So when I moved down here, I was like fresh out of a divorce. And, you know, I was like, you know, I don't have a whole lot of experience. I wasn't like really out there like that. I didn't want to, I don't like a lot of energy in my space. I didn't want to kiss a bunch of frogs. And right. April was like, date. But I was just like, it takes so much work and effort to go out on all these dates and meet all these people. Then you get on the dating app. And then there's this, like, so you think there's an abundance outside when you walk outside, because there is. The dating app is even more of an abundance. So then it becomes that menu thing that you have. It's like, oh God, this is just too overwhelming. So I just had to get off that altogether. Have you found, like, what has been your experience being out here, you know, and dating?
It all depends, man. Because I'm trying to tell you, like, again, I've met some very, very dope and beautiful women that I connected with, but then it's always, you know, as you get to a certain point, like, you know, my patience and my, you know, it's a certain thing. Like, I just don't have that what's the word I'm looking for? I just don't have that zest to just be like, I can date her, all, you know, I don't have the patience for that anymore, right? So, and then also there's certain things that I like and certain things that I don't like. And if I see that and within a person, I'm not going to say, listen, hey, I'm not going to waste your time and I'm not going to waste my time. Let's just keep it moving. So dating has definitely gotten a little bit more difficult, I think, especially as the older I've gotten. So, but I'm not, you know, I'm not saying that to like have it be a deterrent to where I'm not going to continue to pursue, you know, finding the person that's supposed to be for me. But yeah, it's just difficult, I think, at certain points in times. Like, I wasn't a big proponent of the dating apps. I tried those. I think they're good from this perspective. If like if you just want to, you know, meet somebody and hopefully build off of that, or maybe even, you know, they not even be your person, but they can open a pathway or a door for you to meet, you know, someone else because they might know somebody or whatever the case may be. Yeah.
Well, there's a video I want to play, and I want to get you guys' opinion on it. This is about this man talking about somebody bringing something to the table.
I mean, who started this? What effeminate man started this whole thing about what does a woman bring to the table? What table? It's my table. I built it or I bought it, and I furnish it. I provide the banquet. I provide the feast. That's my table. I don't need someone to bring something to it. You're a guest at my table. That's what a man does. You provide. Everything that you acquire, everything that you accumulate, everything that you achieve, you're supposed to be achieving for the sake of being able to provide. That's the nature of a man, to provide. Where's your hospitality? Can you imagine? This isn't a potluck. This is my feast. This is my banquet that I'm providing for my guests. And if I do my job properly as a host, then it's very easy for you to do your job as a guest. That's the nature of it. This whole concept of what do you bring to the table? And you think that's manly? To declare to the woman that you need something, that you need her to bring something to the table because you're inadequate without her bringing something? No. You're the one who provides. That's supposed to be the nature of the relationship. You provide, and she's appreciative and respectful and respectable.
So for you guys in the audience too, what do you think about what he had to say? I'm interested in knowing, like, what does a man think about something like that? Because I've heard, in fact, on the dating app, it's so funny because my hairdresser, as soon as she broke up with her boyfriend, he popped up on a dating app, and I didn't know who he was, and then I, like, during the course of the conversation, I realized that this was her ex-fiance. But one thing he said is, you know, I want to know, what does a woman bring to the table? Because, you know, I got, you know, all of these options and this and this and this. And for me, immediately I thought, what a gay thing to say. And I know that that's not politically correct, but I thought that was a hell of a gay thing to say. So, you know, for me, even if he wasn't my hairdresser's fiance, like, that would have been like the end of that conversation anyway. For you to ask what a woman brings to the table, I just thought that was like, it's not that she can't bring anything to the table, but as a man, as a provider, because when I'm looking for a man, I'm looking for someone who has leadership skills and it offers provision and protection and all of those things.
Well, can I ask you a question?
And as a woman, I could be his helpmeet, but to say, and I'm gonna play my role, but I want to be able to rest in my femininity. I don't want to help you build the goddamn table. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could bring a seat, but I don't want to help. You know, I don't want to have to bring nothing. And I will, but that's just my thought.
Can I ask you a question about that? Because what you just said. Okay, so you're a business owner, right? And so from a leadership perspective, you should already have everything established for the employees. Am I correct in that?
Yeah.
Okay. But you are expecting your employees to be able to bring something to the table, meaning your employees need to actually have something to present to you in order for them to be able to receive a paycheck. And
Yes.
so the way I would see it is kind of exactly what you're saying. Like I don't expect to have to pay any of the bills in the house. I don't expect to have to get my oil changed. I don't expect to have to quote unquote wash my car or put in gas. However, I do expect to have to provide him the emotional support because that's not necessarily something that he would bring to the table. Or I would have to be that person who's able to give him provide all of the soft, the feminine energy that I have to bring to him because that is my role. So hopefully the person that was saying that online, hopefully he was saying that's what I'm expecting, someone who's able to support me, somebody who knows how to play that supportive role, and not that person who's going to be the leader. And to your point, Constance, I think that there are too many men out there who are following the quote unquote sprinkle, sprinkle. No, what do they say? Drizzle, drizzle. The drizzle, drizzle life, and expecting a woman to be able to pay for trips and pay for all of these things to get done or do them herself. And it's like, then why are you here?
Yo, listen, I had a guy before a couple weeks ago. Maybe he's watching. But he right before I got on the podcast, he FaceTimed me, he showed me 2 tickets. It's like I got 2 tickets to Florida for a Cat Williams show. You want to go? I was like, oh, okay. You paying? He's like, well, you can get the plane tickets. I was like, nigga, bye. That was my response. And excuse my French, but that was my response.
Oh
So,
man.
Stretch, what do you think about what do you think about what this man said, what April said, what I said? Like, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I concur with April. I mean, listen, here's the deal with a lot of this stuff, man, because I think, everyone still, or not, I'm not gonna say everyone, but I think there's a big misconception of like gender roles and everybody, what's going on now is different from what happened when when our parents were, our age, right? You know what I'm saying? Like that was a time, and I'm not, trying to say, well, let me put it like this way. Those were different times. That we're living in a different time and day and age for now. But I think as a man, yes, it is our job to, provide and bring forth and set forth and set a foundation for our significant other and for our family and things of that nature. But how can I say this? But I think as time has lapsed and progressed, you find more and more couples are being a team. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is a team effort, but not from a standpoint. And I'm not talking from like not finances and things like that. I'm just talking about they work together in order to build and have that everlasting, whatever it is that their everlasting is going to be. But from a standpoint of and I'm trying to understand if the gentleman was speaking from the standpoint of, and I am assuming he was talking from a financial standpoint. Yes, that is our job and our role. But by any means necessary. I mean, you're looking at like today's society now. There's a lot of people who don't have no jobs, can't provide, can't do anything, getting fired from for just doing their job for the federal government. And especially we live in the DMV where pretty much 80, 90, maybe 90% of the people here work for the federal government. And so you got a lot of people who are on edge with that. So, I mean, times are different, but from the standpoint, we still got to, do our best to make that foundation, have that foundation, I should say.
So, Stretch, do you believe in gender roles?
Nah, I don't know. I stay out of that stuff. That's it. I stay out of that. I'm not, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've seen that, all of that growing up and, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I know my role. I know my part. I do my part.
See, I think that, so I was taught, and I finally learned because the way I was raised, like my father, I was raised with my mom and dad until about 14. When my mom left the house. But the way the priorities were in my household, they were off, right? So my dad, he was like, he had gotten saved when I was about 7. So when he got saved, it was like church and God, then my kids, then my job, and then everything else, and then my wife was somewhere at the bottom, and that's the reason why he couldn't keep my mom, right? So I look at both of them as having faults inside the dissolution of their marriage, because he didn't take care of her the way he should have as a man, and then she wandered and squandered and did whatever she did. But it wasn't until I had my own child and I went, this pastor said, he talked about the roles, like as a man, you should be the head. God is the head of you, but your wife is, he's the head. Your wife is the second priority, then your children, and then like church or your ministry or whatever, like whatever you're doing. But it should be God, your wife, your family, and then everything else. And so he also said that if a man was doing what he's supposed to do as a man, the woman wouldn't have anything to do but fall in line. She would just fall in line as the woman if he was a true leader in that household. And that's the operative word. If he's a true leader in the household, she's going to step in her role as a woman and do all the things. So she doesn't have to, in my opinion, I'm bringing something to the table. If you, in your leadership role as a provider, as someone who has provision and a vision for this household, if I am a woman of noble character, I'm going to follow you, and then I'm going to act accordingly. But I think the man sets the standard, and the issue is we don't have enough men who are willing to step up to the plate, who can set the standard. World and all of that media. April, the way you looking, I don't think you agree.
No,
it's written all over your face.
Well, also, you paused. So I was like, wait, maybe I needed to hear the last thing that you were saying. So finish the last part that you were saying, because you broke off.
Oh, I was saying that if a man did his job as a leader, the woman wouldn't have a choice but fall in line, right? She would, if you have a good woman of noble character, if a man did his job being a provider, having a vision for the family, I'm going to do my role. So it's not about what does she bring to the table. If I'm a leader, I choose wisely who my partner is. We're going to work in accordance. So I don't have to bring anything to the table, because he's going to make the table, and then I'm going to I'm going to be his help. I'm going to be an addition to his table. Okay. That's what I said.
That's the part that I didn't hear. So I was like, because and the only reason I say that is because everybody goes to the Bible, right? Hallelujah, hallelujah. And whenever we go and look to the Bible,
she's such a heathen stretch. Don't listen to her. Go ahead.
The Bible says that the grass is always greener on the other side.
No idea. Please don't quote nonsense.
The Bible says the apple falls far from the tree.
Heathen.
If we look at what the Bible says, supposedly the Bible says something along the lines of like, the man is the head of the household, and the woman is pretty much supposed to only raise the children, and that's as far as it goes, or something. I don't know.
No, it doesn't say that. If you look at Proverbs 31, he talks about. If you look at Proverbs 31, he talks about a virtuous woman and what she does. She works and she builds and she provides for her house. She does all the things, and her husband takes care of her, and she's respected.
Right. Okay, so but she's working towards building the family, right?
No, she's working outside the house.
She does. What does she do?
She works. This is the Bible, and the men call her blessed. Look at Proverbs 31, starting at verse 10.
Girl, this is not a Bible, child.
She is such a heathen.
Y'all are crazy.
No, but one of the things. Please don't misquote the Bible. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Andrew. I can't quote the Bible if I don't know it. So my sincerest apologies.
Go ahead. Don't worry
about it. No, my issue with, I agree with what you're saying, right? I agreed with everything.
Somebody said, touch your Lord. Touch your Lord.
I agree with what you're saying. I think the only part is that like we're in a completely different world where women do have to contribute to the household in order for everybody to have a decent household. And I think that if we're following a lot of the things that they say in the Bible to the T, then we will not be a very successful family. There's nothing in the Bible that says thou shalt not watch social media, 90% of your day. Like, but you have to know that sitting on social media is going to hinder you from being successful. If we focus on, like, if we actually go to the Bible and read the Bible to the letter and follow everything to the letter, we're not going to be able to be successful. We have to actually kind of read in between all of what it's saying and follow it based on how our lives are today. We're reading a book that was written 2,000 years ago. Is that accurate? Okay, good. Okay. So 2,000 years ago, and if we're reading something that was written 2,000 years ago and expecting that we're supposed to follow those rules that are of today, it's just not possible. It's not. And I do strongly believe that everybody has a part to play at the table. Yes, maybe the man is building said table, but we do have to play a part as it relates to the table. I think people have forgotten what it means to raise children. I think people have forgotten what it means to have a successful marriage. I think as it relates to marriage, people look at it as a microwave society. And if you're not making me happy today, then we shouldn't be in this marriage. And I'm like, that's bullshit, because marriage is work. Like, we work so hard when it comes to our businesses and our careers. Why can't we work as hard as we can as it relates to our marriages? I mean, listen, that's fine. If that's what you believe, Mr. Kevin. I actually have to go back to there's a guy, Chris. I want Chris to sit down. I'm sorry, we have to go all the way back. Chris Reed, that says that I think that women need to do what Hillary Clinton did and get a divorce. they didn't get a divorce. She stuck by her man.
So regardless, he can go out and do whatever he want to do, but
that's what we're taught. And that's
but that was a business decision. That was the business decision from that standpoint with that one. So I don't agree. Like,
say it.
That stand by your man stuff, that narrative. I don't believe in all of that either, man, because there are certain instances where you should not stand by somebody if they did you dirty, or regardless of the fact, whether it be cheating or whether it be physical or mental abuse. If you got to go. There's none of that stand by your man stuff. I'm not for all that, man. I think your sanity and your well-being is more important than stand by somebody just because somebody said, oh, you got to stay by them and work it out. Fuck that.
Well, that's what we were taught. I mean, for me, when I got married, it was like, it's a covenant. I was with my ex for 30 years, married 23. So it was like, it's a covenant, it's a commitment. I made this decision when I was 2. I got to thug this shit out for the rest of my life. This is what I got to do. Okay. So you just got to kind of go through and forgive and, compromise and all the things that now my kids are saying, why didn't you leave sooner? Well, what were you doing? Like, why did you put up with this? Why did you tolerate this? I'm like, first of all, for y'all Negroes, number one, but number 2 is because this is what we were taught. This was a societal norm. I don't think that's necessarily in today's. Then on the other hand, you have April, where you said people are like, it's a microwave society where you don't make me happy today, I'm out of here. So what's the balance, Stretch?
If I had the answer, I'd be rich. I don't have the answer. I mean, I think I don't know. Like, someone just put up something. I think it was about India. Yeah, because you have those arranged marriages and things of that nature. But look at the percentage of those marriages too. Like, a lot of those women sit in silence because they get arranged to somebody who's abusive to them. They getting their ass whooped every day, but because the people say that we got to stay together, we got to do. Oh, I didn't mean to make the balloons pop up. The people say that we got to do this, we got to do that. No, it shouldn't be based off of what people say. It should be based off of how you feel internally with going on in your life and going on in your household. If you can't, if that's something that is not a protective place for you to be, or a safe place for you to be, get out of there. Fuck what the narrative says and what the norm says. That's all I'm saying.
Precious Jules.
And also, let me go back, because I saw somebody, a young lady named Nikki. She tried to say I believe in gender roles because if I let my wife cook my meals. First of all, Nikki, I appreciate your comment. Second of all, I'm a vegan. I cook my own meals. I don't need nobody to cook my meals. And when it comes to gender roles, like I said, that's not my, you know, it is what it is. But I know my part and I do my part, and that's all I wanted to say. I'm sorry.
So do you believe men are the prize, Stretch?
And that's another tough question. And I would say everybody should be or be felt or feel like they should be they the prize, you know, and whatever, however you define prize, you know what I'm saying? That's how I think it is. I think as men, we do bring some value to a relationship, to certain things that we should feel highly, you know, like hey, yeah, I do think I'm a good catch because I do bring this, I bring that. And same thing with the ladies. So at the end of the day, I think everybody, both parties are the prize.
So this comment right here by Teresa Young was really, I think it's a valid point. Plenty of marriages survive infidelity on the man's part, but few survive when a woman is unfaithful. Man, if that ain't the truth, nothing, the unadulterated truth.
Well, that because, you know, and listen, I'm no therapist or, you know, or whatever like that, but I think that stems from the insecurities from within a lot of men. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all right, because again, some guys or some men may have been taught or saw things growing up that says that, you know, a man should be fruitful and have many. You know what I'm saying? But if his wife or his girl does the same thing, then oh hell, she got to go because, you know, she for the streets, and that's a double standard, and that should not be the case.
So for you, Stretch, I seen a post that you said that you were like looking for your person or something like that. I was like, it shouldn't be hard for you to find somebody. So in this iteration of your life, because you and I are the same age, our birthdays are a day apart, you know, so you haven't had
I'm a Pisces.
kids.
I'm a very sensitive guy. So you know
Sensitive.
what I'm saying? That's why
They crazy. Y'all crazy.
Yeah. Well,
and
we're
that
not really
too.
crazy. We're just sensitive.
The lie detector determined that's a lie. It's okay. Listen, I'm allowed to say it. I'll say the things that people are thinking. Okay. Y'all crazy.
Oh Lord.
So at this iteration of your life, though, are you looking to settle down, or would you be a forever bachelor? Like, what is it? What do you want to do?
Nah, I don't think a forever bachelor is in my makeup. Yes, I would like to settle down, but you know, I think a lot of times too, I know my hangups, right? And I you know, those are things that I've worked on. Thank God for therapy, yada yada yada. But like I said before, I'm not sitting and I refuse to just settle just because that's what the norm says for me to do, right? I know my person's out there. I'll find her. We'll stumble upon each other, maybe at the Wegmans or something like that, you know, looking at some falafel. I don't know. Maybe it'll happen. But I'm just saying, I don't see myself being a forever bachelor. Nah, I don't think we're not meant to be on this earth to be alone, right? So when my time comes, it'll come.
Okay.
But that's not to say that I'm just sitting here also waiting for, like my man Robin Harris once said, a job ain't just gonna come knocking at your door and saying, hey, look, it's a job. No, you got to get out there and find your job. So I am in the streets to a certain degree.
Okay. Are you in the even during the winter time and the cold months too?
Nah, not really. I you know, I like to chill at the crib.
Me too. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard being out there in the streets. But one thing I've noticed that, you know, I think there's a lot of good quality of people, men and women in this area. But when you talk about men being the prize and the idea of, you know, because I did talk to one gentleman, he says, you know, it's hard for y'all because we got so many choices. And it's like, we got choices too. You know, y'all not the only one that got choices. Having a man is not a hard thing to have. So when somebody says, oh, that's why you ain't got no man, I can have a man in my house today. Like, no, I can get a man quicker than I can get some Jordan 6s. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a man is easy. It's not hard to have a man. So for people to measure whether someone is happy, I can have a man and be miserable. I can have a man and it be toxic as shit. But hey, I got a man, so that's a good look for me. No. So the idea that they think that, you know, we have to have that is just crazy. And if you don't, it's somehow the idea that we're miserable or we're lacking something. That's the thing that I don't get. And that's the thing that I really want to draw in. Like for the people here, especially the people who are watching, if you're single, it's okay to be single. Like, I don't want to be content being single, because at some point I do want to have a relationship. I talk to April about that all the time. But I'm like, you know what? Yo, I'm good. Like, I'm okay, right? I am fine. But sometimes I look over in that empty bed and I'd be like, shit, it sure would be nice. But I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Better get yourself one of them body pillows.
Right. Exactly. But now I'm just like, when you think about, the sometimes, choosing wrong and having that toxicity laying next to you, I'd rather have that empty bed. You know what I'm saying?
I had the toxicity, and trust me, it's definitely worth making sure you have the right thing, because when you have that toxicity, everything is bad. Yeah. Everything is bad.
Yeah.
Did I say everything? Because I meant everything.
No, you didn't say everything.
Oh, everything. I do want to point something out, because there is a double standard. I'm sorry, I wanted to bring this up a while ago, but Jay-Z and Beyoncé. Does anybody know who they are? Anybody ever heard of them? No? Yeah? Okay. There's a song that they put out. They put out a video. Not Deja Vu. What was it? What was the
Crazy in Love?
Crazy in Love. They put out Crazy in Love, and if you watch that video, you see the dynamic of a woman's role and a man's role. In that video, he's standing there with some jeans, a t-shirt on, maybe a chain, doesn't move. Maybe he moves his head. That's about as far as it goes. He says words. They rhyme. And they rhyme very well. Look at God. But that's all he does. If he stands there, does his head like this, he says rhyming words. Beyoncé is naked. She's wearing like glitter and diamonds, and she's naked, and she's dancing all around Jay-Z. She's dancing around him. She's doing all the pumping, everything. She's doing her ass off. Then she moves from one space to the next, and she has dancers with her, and they all just dancing. All of them. They got titties, ass, everything is moving, and she is doing all the work. She got a face beat, hair done. It's blowing in wind, right? And he's just standing there. That's it. That's all he got to do. She has to work her ass off, top to bottom, left to right. She got to learn dance routines. She got to change 30 outfits in one music video. He's wearing the same thing from beginning to end. In fact, he wears the same thing in every video. A white t-shirt and some jeans and maybe a nice pair of butters. But the fact is, he don't have to do anything different. She is going above and beyond, and that's because that's what she's taught to do. And that's what a woman does in every relationship, marriage, everything. They're taught you have to cook, you have to clean, you have to take care of the children. You have to make sure that your children have eaten and are clean. You have to make sure that they learn properly, because if they don't learn properly, you are the problem. The reason that your kids are messing up in school are not because of their father, it's because of you. Also, you have to go to work and bring money home to the household, buy food, buy everything, do all of the things. If you look at that video, that music video just shows what it is to be a woman in a relationship and what it is to be a man in a relationship. And if you look at their relationship, he cheated on her in front of the world. And she's like, it's all right. I'm going to write an album about it. I'll make money and I'm going to dance my ass off and change my outfit 30 times. And people are going to come back and show him all of the love and not have a problem with it. But if she would have cheated, it would have been a whole different thing. So if you just look at it from those perspectives, it's like we have to work 30 times harder. We were told we were the prize, but we're taught that he's the prize. That's it.
Hart said, but she can do all that because he's providing comfort and stability. What do you think, Stretch? Because there is a statistic that shows, Stretch, that men who are there's a statistic that shows that men who are married live longer, and women who are married live shorter, because women are doing the most of the work inside the relationship. That when you have because she got to get up, she got to go to work, comes home, she takes care of the family, she does all this stuff. And the men, they're not doing as much. But when they're by themselves, they have to do everything. So, I mean, that analogy I think that is quite true. And it is indicative of a lot of relationships. What do you think, Shred?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes back to what we were talking about with the Monica Lewinsky, and I mean, with the Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. I mean, it's optics, and it's also it's business decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think at the end of the day, you know, look at, and I'll again use the Beyoncé analogy as well. Look at her parents' relationship. Her parents got divorced. Her dad cheated on her, on her mom, had a baby out of wedlock, yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? But the mom decided to say, yo, enough is enough. I'm out. But maybe, you know, Beyonce didn't see it that way. She wanted to stick and stay with Jay, and then throughout all the turmoil that they went through. And, you know, seems to have some sort of foundational understanding of whatever the case may be now, because she got out of what she wanted. She wanted her children, and so that's what she got. So
a lot of times we put our children first. We will put our children ahead, and that's what I try to tell my kids. Like, y'all Negroes, you know. Stretch, I know you got to get to your meeting. Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate it. We definitely gonna have to continue the conversation. We got to continue the conversation because I think it's important. And when we talk about you know, just the idea of having these relationships, these gender roles, you know, what does that look like? Especially from a man who is, you know, you're an eligible bachelor, smart, fine, tall. Everybody wants a man that's over 6 foot. This man is 6'7". You hear me? Good looking, single, gainfully employed, eats well, takes care, like all the things. Right here.
I need to hire you as my publicist.
Listen, you got my phone number, baby. Just give me a call anytime. We can talk about it.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
All right, thank
I
you,
appreciate
sir.
it, Constance. Thank you. All right, April, good to see you.
You too, babe. I'll be up there soon.
I bet. We gotta connect.
So, April.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so hold on before we finish the conversation, because I still want to finish the conversation. I got some good juicy tea. I do want to tell everybody about the Grow Your Money Club, because this is the Grow Your Money podcast. But I want to help you to grow your money and not blow your money, because in these perilous times, it's so important that we are doing things that is going to add value and bring money back to our lives. So check this out. I'm gonna show you what the Grow Your Money Club is about. Have you joined the Grow Your Money Club yet? If not, why not? The Grow Your Money Club is a comprehensive program designed to take you through the complete wealth building journey. We don't just offer random courses, we guide you along a clear path, starting with fixing your credit and becoming a certified credit expert, to building your business, increasing your cash flow, diversifying your portfolio, and ultimately letting your money work for you. With over 30 trainings designed to increase your net worth, you get to either purchase the trainings individually or go through the 12-month roadmap. Here are just a few of the courses. From campus to cash flows, this is teaching your children to become real estate investors. The Wealth Map training shows you how to eliminate your debt, increase your credit, and diversify your revenue streams. You can learn to write your book using ChatGPT. Learn how to build your online community. What about 8 ways to make money using AI? Oh, and here's 7 online revenue streams to fund your $1 million dream. How about learning how to purchase tax deeds or land banks? What about getting started in government contracting? If you're a rookie, the Real Estate for Rookies training has everything you need. The Business Blueprint training will help you build your business foundation, get business credit, get business funding, and learn how to pay yourself so that you can scale your business to the next level. Or perhaps you want to create jaw-dropping video content using CapCut, Midjourney, and ChatGPT. There are so many trainings and master classes within the Grow Your Money Club, and I also drop 1 new training per month. You do not want to miss out on this opportunity to invest in yourself, because guess what? You are your biggest commodity. You are your biggest investment. Join the Grow Your Money Club today. Yo, what's that, April?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking for different ways to grow my money.
Well, what book are you reading?
Oh, the Wealth Accelerator workbook. It's by Constance Carter. Have you heard of her?
I have.
She helps you grow your money and not blow your money.
Actually, everybody in Net 7 Collective. So April is a part of the Net 7 Collective, which is, 100 Black women that are just dope as shit, that are doing some amazing things in the world. In fact, I got my new Net 7 shirt on. Black Brilliance, Net 7 Collective. The reason why I have it on is because today is Net 7 Day. And tell them how Black Brilliance came up. Hey, what happened?
Yo, Angela, right? And let me tell y'all, Angela wrote a poem. Was it a poem or was she just
she was off the dome. She was off the dome.
Let me tell y'all.
It was our last session for cohort 4, and everybody was just pouring into each other.
So she's a teacher by trade, right? But she also has a business where she helps to teach your children. You know, she's dope just in general. But she's like, I'm gonna pour into you. And she starts talking about each individual person and everything that they've accomplished during our time together. And at the end of everything she would say, she'd say, April, blah, 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 Black Brilliance, Constance, blah, 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 Black Brilliant. Yo, when I tell you, it was so impactful.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
Magical.
That came out of nowhere. And you know what? That video has gotten lost.
That makes my ass itch.
No, I gotta go to Zoom and ask him if I can get it back. But we have some amazing women like that, like just from all over the country that are doing some really amazing things. That, you know, April got a couple of books coming out. She's doing some amazing stuff, like some training that she's doing. Your TV show coming out soon?
No, it's not. I keep hearing people keep asking me about it and wanting to work with me about it or on it. Until I get that check and find that extra time. So right now, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be as blunt as possible. I'm not pouring into it the way I'm pouring into the books, the way I'm pouring into training, and the way I'm pouring into real estate, and for you, Constance, entertainment.
Really?
Can we take a moment to He got the world up on his shoulder. He looking better when he's older. Strongest thing that ever walked the planet. So lift him up and give his hands a credit. He got the world up on his shoulder. I am a queen from beginning to end. I don't need you to lose for me to win. I'm the thing to tell yourself. I'm good for your health. I'm good for your world. I'm the thing to tell yourself. I'm your mother. I'm your sister. I'm your auntie. I'm your daughter. I am beauty. Show not ugly. Follow me. I beg you further. I love you. Understand God loves you. If you are worried about where I've been a who I saw, what club I went to with my homies. If you are worried about where I've been a who I saw, what club I went to with my homies. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna skip it. 3 in the morning, the pancake house. 4 in the morning, he'll be rolling through my house. 5 in the morning, the lights go out. 6 in the morning, you can hear him start to shout. 7 in the morning, hear me. 8 in the morning, talking about the fun we had. 9 in the morning, and he just getting home, talking about in this place. Surprise the tree. I think boys getting busy. The way she shook that boots out, sure look good to me. I think I'm in big girl, but just like my word. She was, hey, hush that fuss. Everybody move to the bus, Do we wanna bump and trump with us? Hey, hush that fuss. Everybody move to the bus, Do you wanna bump and
Oh my God! I don't get tired. And you know what? Let me tell you something. I always delete all the videos that I have in here. I never delete the video that I have of April Sampé singing because I'm going to always have it. I may even update it, but April absolutely abhors me doing that. She hates when I do that. But I mean, like, how am I going to have her? I need you guys to understand. So let me tell you how I met April. I met April about 4 years. Has it been 4 years, April? Don't look unamused. I met April like 4 years ago. I had a show called Conversation Starters, and this is where we would have celebrities come on, and we would interview them. So we've had, at least about 30 celebrities come on. It was during the pandemic. 21. Yes, been 4 years now, April. Oh my God, we've known each other 4 years. And I hadn't, the person that I was co-hosting with, he brought her on because he was from this area. He saw her, and by the time when I first saw this woman perform, she does R&B, neo soul, then she goes to dance hall, reggae, she beatbox, she commands the band, she does go, like all in one without breaks, and goes hard. Do you hear me? For an hour straight, no breaks. Like, I am a concert junkie. April, you know that. I go to concerts all the time. I'm at a concert every other week. This is one of the best performers that I've seen, hands down. If you ever get blessed to hear her, and there was a time when she was like, I really don't want to do it anymore. I think she was taking a break. She had transitioned, moved from the DMV to Augusta, settling into her white duties and all of that stuff. But she's back. She just did a show at the City Winery in Atlanta. I did not, with Malcolm Jamal Warner. I didn't get a chance to see that. But anytime, if you are ever anywhere and they say April Sampé is on the bill, she's always 100% going to give you the show. You hear me? You will never walk away disappointed. She might be musty as shit when it's over. She's going to give you the show of your life. You heard me. I mean,
you feel conscious? Was I musty the last?
You're never musty. Ever. But she worked for that must. I'll exercise about 5 minutes and I'm musty. She worked for it. So she is completely.
That's all right, y'all. I wear natural deodorant. I'm gonna be blunt. My deodorant be expiring sometimes, and y'all know I host. I was about to say open mic. I host a lot of festivals.
She does.
So towards the end of the festival, don't come and give me a hug. I'm just gonna put it out there right now. Make sure we take our pictures in the beginning, because
I can make no guarantees.
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. So she's an amazing, but always got to pay homage. And this is my good girlfriend. We talk on the phone every single day.
We do, and I can't stand you as it relates to that. But I would. Can I just go back to what I was saying? That you anger me to my core. But y'all, and these aren't all the books she has. She actually. So remember how we were talking about Nat 7? When we were talking about Nat 7, she taught the group how to write a book.
So look at this. This was birthed out of it. Tell them what happened with Kamika. Tell them what happened with Kamika, April, because Kamika was actually the one.
No, okay. So I'm not going to put her story out there, but let me tell you. First of all, Kamika is so flippin' supportive and magical and beautiful, and she's just a sweet potato pie, right? But when she told her story, because I think, is that when it started?
Yeah. So as part of the Net 7, I teach. So we were sharing our stories, and I teach them how to tell their story. So you tell your story, right? And then I'll tell it back to you, but it'll be very different than what you said to me.
It really will. Hold on, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, Constance. Listen, this is about to turn into a commercial real quick. Y'all taking her classes as it relates to speaking, as it relates to Net 7, as it relates to anything, because she will take your words and make them magical. But anyway, I digress. As it relates to Kamika, so she was telling her story, and oh my goodness, everybody's jaw fell on the ground. So read the book, okay? Everybody's jaw fell like down because they were like, I can't believe that happened to you. I can't believe you had that experience. And I mean, it was to the point where everybody was like, I'm gonna go get a bat and we're gonna get some torches and we're gonna do some things. Okay, we're gonna make some shit happen. But anyway, that's one of the things. Another one, I'm sorry, I'm putting.
Kamika said we should do an anthology. And then within a month, guess what we had? Anthology. What?
Can I add one more piece though? Because I want to put Kamika out there. Kamika sold Constance the type of logo she wanted to do because also.
Oh yeah. So I teach branding. And
I was about to say she teaches brand management and how to build your brand, how to develop it. And Lord, Constance will go in on your business and your brand. And Lord, she went in.
Bless your heart, Kamika. I love you, Kamika. Though I love you.
But Kamika won.
She did.
But she won though. That's why I'm like,
well, it was part of you. So this is the brilliant thing about Net 7 is I tell them all the time, this is what your logo, this is why you do your brand, blah, 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 blah. And I said, if you have this as a logo, please. And then every cohort, somebody has this particular thing as a logo. And I was like, absolutely not. And so Kamika sent it to me in April on the side. She was like, but see, and I was like, still absolutely not. Right. And I was not nice about it. I was just like, no. And so April was like, well, what if we blah, blah, blah. And then Kamika came up with the prototype and it was brilliant. But
it was Black brilliant.
It was Black brilliance. But here's the thing. That's the thing about the Net 7 is that it's a collaborative effort. So you have all of the ladies that are not only, I'm teaching, but they're teaching me. We're teaching each other. It's a collaboration. So it's everybody pouring into everybody. So it's, oh my God, it is completely magical.
There's so many. Yeah, it's a magical experience. And I will say, if you have not joined yet, join because there's no more, a cohort 1 through this. Like it's now cohort. And we're all growing together consistently every month, every week, every year. Like it's going to be a constant growth. And so I will just say, like, right now, if financially you're hurting and you can't necessarily do it,
get the thank you.
Because it's life changing and it will help you grow your money and not blow your money.
Wait, let me ask you a question, April. Let me ask you a question. Who's one of your faves?
Me.
No. Fave. Like that's everybody's fave in there. Mostly.
In the group?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I don't want to say that. No, there's a lot of people who are the faves.
When I joined the Net 7, I had no idea of Constance connection. I met a group of women that changed my life. But Constance showed me when you get one-on-one coaching with her, you get a certain amount of those. You meet these women. We learned about government contracts. We learned how to build wealth. We learned about real estate. And we built a sisterhood that sustains me to this day. So I'm telling you, if you want to rock your life, if you want to grow your brain, if you want to upscale your brand, you can get all of that with today's purchase of the great. And I tell her, her name Constant is who she is. She is constant. She is resilient. And you will feel like you're the only one in a group of women because she has an intimate touch when it comes to knowing her clients.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's tell the story.
So first of all, hold on. Shout out to my baby girl because Kaya, that was her. Yeah, Kaya always. Let me tell you something. She can sell Constance Carter better than Constance Carter can. But so Dr. Emma Fraser, let me just set the stage real quick, then you can tell the story, okay? Dr. Emma Fraser Pendleton is one of the most brilliant minds in the world. Like she is so smart, so wise, so beautiful, so regal, all of the things, right? So I don't know if you know Dr. George Fraser. He's one of my mentors, thought leader, famous, all the things. It's his sister. She's brilliant as well. So she was part of cohort 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was part of cohort 2. The thing about Dr. Emma is she's a coach. She's been in these types of cohorts before. I was in her cohort back in 2016, and she said this was the best cohort that she's ever been in. You've heard her say that, right? Mm-hmm. And Dr. Emma, I mean, just wise. Like I coach her, but I'm sitting there listening to her because she's so brilliant, right? So she's wonderful. But this was the Power Networking Conference that happened last year. So April drives all the way from, because we're in Charlotte, she drives all the way from Augusta to Charlotte, not just to see me. Like I'm okay. But she really, really wants to see Miss Emma Frazier because everybody loves Miss Dr. Emma. She's
Everybody loves Miss Frazier.
everybody loves Dr. Emma. So she comes down there to see Dr. Emma. What happened when you went down there to see Dr. Emma?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all are listening. Dr. Emma is walking towards me, and I like move over so I can be right in her view. Okay. And Dr. Emma stops, like, oh my gosh. And she looks like she's about to tear up. She is like, oh my God. Oh my goodness. Sonia. Okay, so this is my sister. Okay. My sister is 9 years older than me. Now, granted, my sister looks a flipping amazing. I love my sister more than words can express. But Dr. Emma made me so excited because it was the biggest roller coaster. I was so on a high when Dr. Emma was excited to see me. And when I'm like, no, that ain't me. And the fact that she didn't know we were sisters all this time. I'm like,
so the crazy thing is, so Dr. Emma loves April from Net 7. Loves April. Just thinks April is the business, right? She loves April. But they never met in person. But she has met April's sister in person because April's sister used to be a part of Power Networking Conference. So she's met Sonia, but hadn't made the connection, didn't know that they were sisters. And so the excitement. Now, I was there too, but I was doing something else. But I saw the aftermath and the pure disappointment in it.
I was like, I was about to cry.
Shattered. But the excitement that Dr. Emma had when she thought she saw Emma, it was like angelic.
When she thought she saw Sonia.
I mean, Sonia. When she thought she saw Sonia, it was just like, am I seeing an angel? That had to be a blow to your self-esteem.
It was. I'm like, she's going to be so excited to see me. She's going to be like, oh my gosh, April. And she's like, Sonia. I'm like, no. I'm the other one.
That was hilarious. But but these are the type of women that are in Net 7 Collective, which I'm just so fortunate. This is part of April, and I know we're in a whole nother segment, but this is part of, the manifestation. You remember now, April, I'll tell you guys this. I'm gonna tell you guys a little secret. I went through the worst year of my life in 2022. I met April in 21. And I went through the worst time in my life in 22. And April was like my constant. April was a person I talked to every single day and really helped to navigate me through this really dark period of my life. And April did not want me to move to the DMV at all. But moved down here. And then she was like, okay, you do belong here. Okay. Because she thought that I was.
And I can admit it.
You thought what do you think? That something was going to happen to me?
I can say, and listen, let me make this clear. I love my people from the DMV because I'm from there. So it's like, if I say I don't, that's like me saying I don't love myself, and I love myself. But I do know that there are a lot of people in the DMV who are looking for a come up. And you have celebrity status. You know what I mean? You are a celebrity. You've done so much as it relates to your businesses. You've spoken on stages that people would just dream to be able to be on. You know what I mean? And so for you to have accomplished everything that you've accomplished, I just know that there's so many people who are thinking, how can I benefit from what you've accomplished? And so that bothered me because I didn't want anybody to take advantage of you because you're a giving person. You're a person who will be like, oh, you need a place to stay? Here's a couch. You need a place, you need some food. Here's some money for some food, or let me make you some. You know what I mean? And so I just didn't want it to be a situation where people are like, well, I now permanently live here and I'm now eating all of your food and taking advantage of every single possibility I could take advantage of. I just didn't want that for you. Especially what you went through.
You're wrong.
No, and I said I was wrong. I don't know. Did you hear me when I said it?
Yeah, I wanted you to say it again.
Oh, okay. I was wrong. I have no problem with admitting when I'm wrong.
So I love it here. I absolutely love it here, y'all. And but part of me So in the 22, my kids were gone. They were in California for Christmas, and it was the end of the year. And I just sat down and I prayed and I fasted and I said, okay, what is it that I really want to do? I was okay financially. What is it I really want to do in this iteration of my life? And I told April, did I talk to you that week?
Sure.
Well, because I said to everybody, I'm not talking to anybody. I'm not.
You
I think I still talk to you. But I didn't talk to anybody else.
I'm not talking to anybody. Okay. You all right?
But I fasted, I prayed, and I journaled, and it was just like, okay, what is it that I really want to do? And God had placed this vision in my heart to do Net 7 Collective. And that was birthed out of this vision that God had given me, and just to see what it's turned into. And that's how you know it's a God thing, because it was something that God had placed in my heart to do. And all of the people who are impacted, and the quality of the women who are in the Net 7 Collective. I mean, Tiara, who's on here every day, Jahari, who's behind the scenes, like the quality of the women, from all walks of life, whether they are administrative assistants, PhDs, public high school diploma PhDs like me, Harvard PhDs, like all of the things is, you have the gamut. Scientists like Kamika, so whatever, workers, attorneys, entertainers, people who work in the media, chefs, like all the things, huh?
We got designers, we got chefs, we got government employees and government contractor havers. We have
restaurateurs,
actual medical doctors. We have a few
lawyers.
We have lawyers. We everything, like any. And here's the blessing of it all. You can actually use that to your benefit. Like one thing, and Constance and I were just talking about this earlier, that a lot of people don't know at all how to do is network. And so this is an opportunity for you to learn the benefits and learn learn how to, I don't want to say it this way, but learn how to properly network. I think that people don't realize that it's an art, and there is a way to do it, and a way to do it well. And with this group of women, you're able to network on levels that if you don't know how to, it doesn't matter. We're all in the same place. We're all going to be together discussing things. We all go into a side room and discuss certain things. So you have no other option but to network and but to learn about these people, and you learn the beauty that is them. I think it's a great concept. I'm glad you created it, and I can't wait to see what happens a year from now, because every time, every cohort gets better, right? And so now that it's going to be ongoing, sky's the limit.
You weren't there last week, so we're doing. Wait, did I tell you we're doing a thing?
Are we doing a thing?
We're doing an anniversary. We're doing an anniversary in the DMV in May on our second year anniversary.
It has to be May, doesn't it? Because I'm going to be there in June.
No, you're going to be there in May because it's going to be a celebration. So anyway, that's what. So these ladies are now authors. They got a whole anthology novel. Look at this book. Like, some of these women have been trying to write a book for 20 years, and here they are in a month. Did you see that Dr. Shirley, she had a book signing the other day? We're getting ready to do a book signing here with some of the DMV ladies. I think a few of the ladies in California had an event.
Actually, whenever you do the event, you know what? There are a few bookstores out there where you should actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's amazing. So if you guys are interested in joining the Net 7, go to net7bbs.com and you'll be able to book a call with me so we can see if you'd be a good fit. Because I think, it'll be beneficial for you. April, at the end of the day though, because let's go back to, why society tends to downplay, women, especially a Black woman's contributions. And I just want people to know, like, the value is within you. It's not based upon anybody else. Somebody said yesterday that your value is based upon what a man thinks of you. And I'm here to tell you.
Can I tell a story then?
Please.
Real quick. there was a woman, beautiful, beautiful woman, a little bit on the heavy side. She went out on a date with this man, and they had an amazing date. Conversation was great. The dessert came, and the guy was like, you know what? I'm sorry, I can't do this. He puts money on the table and he gets up, he walks away. The girl calls her best friend and she tells her everything. She's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that this dude left me. It was the best date I've ever had in my life. And he just left. I don't know what I did wrong. And the friend said, how do you not know? You're fat. Your conversation is horrible. You're not as pretty as you believe you are.
Oh my God.
And she's saying all of this negative stuff to her. And it was, oh my bad. I'm sorry. She wasn't talking to her friend. She was talking to herself.
Oh.
And so it's crazy how we all have that moment.
Was that, did you do that on purpose?
Did.
Oh.
It's that moment. It's that moment where you say to yourself, who the fuck is this bitch to be saying this about her friend? Like, that's not your friend. Do I need to take my earrings off and put on some Vaseline to go to your friend's house and beat the crap out of her? But why is it okay that she says it about herself? Mm. And so you look at relationships, and oftentimes we as women don't believe that we're worthy. We don't believe that we have enough value. We don't have enough value in ourselves. And so when we have a man that is quote unquote of lesser value, and I'm not talking about financial, because I think that so many people look at men as if all he's there for is to provide me some, make sure that money is there. And that's not what a man is there for. A man is a leader. So he can have less money and still be a leader.
At 100%.
So why is it that we put so much value on what he brings to the table and not what we bring to the table? 100%. And so it's a constant reminder. I think that the way that we speak to ourselves is the way that we need to speak to ourselves, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever you say behind I am is right. It's true. I am some shit or I am the shit. Either way, it's true. So whichever one you believe and put value on is going to be true. As it relates to a wife, like it'll be times where I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe he spoke to me like that. Because don't get it twisted, my husband's Jamaican. Sometimes he says things out of his mouth and I'm like, who the hell do you think you're talking to? And then we have to have a really heartfelt conversation. He's like, oh, I wasn't seeing it from that perspective.
As long as he's willing to compromise it or shift his thinking or talk about it. Because some people are like my way or the highway.
Well, and the reason we're married, and the reason that he was the one that I chose, right? Because we chose each other. He chose me, I chose him. Because somebody has to say yes, right? If you're going to ask me to marry you, I have to say yes in order for it to happen. 100%. And so we chose each other. For me to have chosen him, I had to say, is he someone who can receive criticism, I guess? Can he receive criticism? And then can I? Because sometimes I can't. And sometimes I'm an asshole if he's like, you did this. Can you please work on this? And I'm like, who did? No. Then reality kicks in. Yes, absolutely. I was wrong. And I have to be able to admit that I'm wrong just like he does.
Yeah.
We always look at a man and say, well, you have to admit that you're wrong. You messed up. You did it. No, that's not how we need to be talking to our men, because that's not how we want to be talked to.
Well, that's the ultimate gaslighting, because it takes two. Like both of you have fault. And so if you can't listen to somebody else and you're saying everything is their fault, then you're gaslighting. And that's a horrible place to be. I got a bunch of happy birthdays the other day. And I told you, April, there was one happy birthday that I got. Like I got a bunch of happy birthdays from a bunch of different people. It was one happy birthday I got. I was like, should I respond? Should I do? Should I? Right. And so don't look at me like that. But the feeling of like angst that it brought up in me to decide on whether I wanted to respond or not, let me know that you don't even want to open that door. Like you don't even want to go down that road or even entertain, because that toxicity that exists within that,
But
No.
society now tells us that we have to be toxic.
Shit.
That, and if we watch the social media, right? If you're on the Facebook and you're on the Instagram, yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Instagram, the Facebook. If you're on if you're on the TikTok, you have to understand that there's a lot of toxic information that's constantly being put in your brain, and we're listening to it, we're believing it. There's something that there was a show I watched. This has nothing to do with couples. This has everything to do with being a person of color. There was a TV show that I watched called The Hamptons. Have you seen it?
No, it's a black rich.
The Black Hamptons or something?
Mhm.
Okay.
I haven't seen it, but I heard of it.
Well, there was one part on, like, I actually enjoyed the show. What I saw of it, I don't even know if it's back on, but I enjoyed what I saw, right? And there was this white guy who comes in and he starts buying up the properties for, like, let's say $1 or $2 million more than what it normally would sell for. And people are like, hell yeah, buy my house. I don't care. And they're like, well, we're losing Black Hamptons. We're losing the Black Hampton. And then you had a whole bunch of people fighting about it, saying, you know what, this is some bullshit. They're trying to take our land. They're trying to take this from us. And I'm thinking to myself, no, we're selling it, number one. And number two, why do we keep putting in our heads that there's no Black people, quote unquote, that can afford it?
Right.
Right. And so I look at people like yourself in a community that you're in. There are a lot of Black people that can afford beautiful, ginormous homes that are worth gazillions of dollars. Okay. And so we have to put it out. The way we change our mind, the way we change our lives is by changing our minds. If I believe that I can have a gazillion dollar home with a good extra gazillion dollars in my bank account, and an extra gazillion dollars in my IUL, and an extra gazillion dollars in my whatever else I put my gazillion dollars, then I can have it. Because
100%.
So if we tell ourselves that we as wives are less than, then we will be. And if we tell ourselves that we as people of color are less than, then we will be. And if we tell our children that they are less than because they are Black, then they will be.
100%.
And so the day that we change our minds and our mindsets, then we will be victorious.
Look at you preaching. Look at you See, this is the kind of chick that's in net 7. This is it right here. All of those things. Come on. If you don't motivate, speak to me. No, everything that you said was good. When I look out the Bible. No, not that part. When I look outside though, for real, and I see all of this beauty, and I'm not talking about houses. I'm talking about just, if I could just show y'all like the deer. I'm looking at the golf course and the deer and it's not snowing and the foxes and all that stuff. And I think about the peace that comes along with that. There's no way I could bring toxic back in my life. No. There's no way that I could go back, because I have so much peace, and I think it's just such a beautiful thing. Anyway, that was beautiful. Thank you, April. That was something that when you were talking, I wanted to speak on, but I actually forgot what I was going to say. And we got to get ready to get out of here and get ready for our next podcast, which is coming up, which I'm actually the host of this next podcast for the Fly Nubian Money. But I do want to remind you all that the Grow Your Money Club, the reason why I did the Grow Your Money Club is because everybody can't afford Net 7. Net 7 is an investment, and it's for people who are, have a certain amount of disposable income that they are able to relinquish to be able to pour into themselves. And I said, well, there's everybody can afford that, but here's what they can't afford. Here's what I can give them. And so when you have all of those trainings, that's within the Grow Your Money Club. Have you joined the Grow Your Money Club yet? If not, why not? The Grow Your Money Club is a comprehensive program designed to take you through the complete wealth building journey. We don't just offer random courses, we guide you along a clear path, starting with fixing your credit and becoming a certified credit expert, to building your business, increasing your cash flow, diversifying your portfolio, and ultimately letting your money work for you. With over 30 trainings designed to increase your net worth, you get to either purchase the trainings individually or go through the 12-month roadmap. Here are just a few of the courses. From campus to cash flows, this is teaching your children to become real estate investors. The wealth map training shows you how to eliminate your debt, increase your credit, and diversify your revenue streams. You can learn to write your book using ChatGPT. Learn how to build your online community. What about 8 ways to make money using AI? Oh, and here's 7 online revenue streams to fund your $1 million dream. How about learning how to purchase tax deeds or land banks? What about getting started in government contracting? If you're a rookie, the Real Estate for Rookies training has everything you need. The Business Blueprint training will help you build your business foundation, get business credit, get business funding, and learn how to pay yourself so that you can scale your business to the next level. Or perhaps you want to create jaw-dropping video content using CapCut, Midjourney, and ChatGPT. There are so many trainings and master classes within the Grow Your Money Club, and I also drop 1 new training per month. You do not want to miss out on this opportunity to invest in yourself, because guess what? You are your biggest commodity. You are your biggest investment. Join the Grow Your Money Club today. I was looking at that. I got a side gap. I got a gap in my side too. When I was turning around, I had braces, and when they put my braces in, they took out my teeth over there, so it didn't quite go all the way back. It's crazy. Anyway, regarding the Grow Money, that's so random, but I was looking at that. I was like, I got. So for the Grow Your Money Club, so like I said, everybody can't do Net 7 Collective, and I understand that, but this is an opportunity for at least you to start investing in yourself. Take these trainings. One of the things, the feedback that I get all the time is that the trainings here are brilliant. They're great. They add value. It's going to change your life. April, there's a lady who listens here every day. She's not here today. She's normally in the comments. The other day, I'm talking to Tiara. And so for you who are normally on here, she said, I made $2 million listening to you. And so I'm thinking, oh, Tiara, somebody made $2 million because they listened to you. And she's like, no, you, Constance. And I'm like, me? And so I still haven't met this lady. I don't know if
we need to meet her.
Her name is Jackie Douglas.
Come through, Jackie Douglas.
As a result of taking information from me, she's made $2 million. And so those are the types of trainings that you will get that's going to actually change your life for a nominal amount. So join that community. You get 1 new training a month. I'm always thinking of ways where I could really enhance your life and give you, drop some knowledge on you. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're gonna head out. April, are you gonna be joining me weekly? I think you said you was gonna be coming on here every week with me. Because I know you busy and important. And
it depends, because I don't know. Usually so far this time, not one person has cursed me out or said anything bad. And so I don't think so, because I ain't been cursed out today.
So you are going to join me weekly, or you're not?
Listen, I will join you weekly, but nobody cursed me out today. So y'all make sure that if I come here next week, somebody got to at least have an issue.
Oh, you mean in the audience? Oh, yeah. You didn't get called a coontress.
Well, nobody said I was nobody's friend.
You didn't say any coon shit. Like normally April will say some coon shit, and then somebody will call her a coontress. You said all positive, motivating things today. You gotta bring the anti.
Well, somebody went off on me for the Bible. Okay, no, at least I had a little bit. Okay, no. Okay. We're good. I'm sorry.
So So you feel welcome? You gonna come back?
Okay.
Let me tell y'all. We get really random comments in here, and we read them, and we enjoy your antagonization. We don't care. We laugh at them. We've seen a lot of things that people have said negatively about us, and we're like, oh my God, did you see April? Did you see what they said about me? April's like, oh my God, they talked about my forehead. Oh my God. Like,
no, do you remember that there was one time when somebody was saying something and I was like, post it. Remember we were
nope. I was like, nope.
She was like, no. I was like, and look, this is live, ladies and gentlemen. This was totally live. I was like, post it. She was like, I was like, post it now.
They talk their shit. They talk. Yeah, they talk. But it's okay. So we are not afraid to engage back, to bark back. We got the mic. So we don't even care. It's fun stuff. Somebody told April she was nobody's friend. I've gotten called. Somebody said I had my hairline started in the middle of my head yesterday. I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, I guess that's both of us then, if that's the case.
I mean, it runs in my family. Like we have big foreheads, and like I've had a big forehead my whole life. So you ain't said nothing new, Playboy. Like you ain't said nothing. You ain't said nothing but a word.
If I had some bangs though, that might be. You know what? What a baldy with some bangs. I'm gonna put some bangs on.
Oh, that would be so ugly. Don't ever do that. So, y'all, I work really hard on my Black History Month things, and I'm so happy that Black History Month is almost over, because it does take a lot of my time, because I do a lot of research when I'm doing these Black History Month videos. But I learn a lot, and hopefully it's something that men on film bangs. Hopefully it's something. Hopefully the things that I'm sharing with you, you're able to learn from. So, one of the things that I'm thinking about doing, I will be doing, that'll be coming out pretty soon, is I'm going to do, separate from this, a podcast that's just going to be Black History Month. That's just going to be Black History Month stories, but it'll be in a way that I think that you guys are really going to enjoy, and it'll be things that you've never knew about those particular Black History Month facts. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm developing it right now, and I think it's going to be something that you guys are, because the Black History Month stuff people really like, and people are learning a lot. And so if we can just go a little bit more in depth, the reason why it's so important is because if we know where we come from, we really can know where we're going, and we can make changes, right? So we know that, we've had affluent communities in the past that have been destroyed by white supremacy. We have communities now. And so while they can't do the same thing that they've done in the past, there's other things that they try to do, just like Stretch was saying, here in the DMV, a good majority of the people who work here have these GGJs. You know what I'm saying?
Good government job.
They got these good government jobs. And so what do you do? How do you destroy an affluent community like the one I live in? You take away them GGJs. And so they're not doing it in the same way, but they're doing it differently. But my thing is, and the reason why I always talk about what's going on with the economy or how we could grow our money, is because we got to really get in position. We got to change the narrative. They're going to, but we're smarter. And I think that they've underestimated us this time. And so we just got to make sure that, we moving, what we shaking and moving. When they throw this at us, we already didn't move this way. When they throw this at us, we this way. So we just have to make sure that we do that, because they will try to redestroy us. History will repeat itself, just not in the same way. They're going to try to be slicker with it, but y'all slicker Black people. So let's look at this Black history video. And then guess what? Y'all, real quick. I know we got to get out of here because I got to get on this other one in 20 minutes, but I do want you to look at this. I talk about the Black Panthers, but I talk about it a little bit deeper. Give me some feedback, because I want to come back real quick, and I want to dedicate 2 minutes to talking about this real quick. Y'all ready?
Are y'all ready for some real history today? Not the watered down whitewash version they teach us in schools, but the truth. Because today we're talking about the Black Panther Party, who they really were, what they stood for, and why the U.S. government saw them as such a threat.
Panther doesn't strike anyone, but when he's assailed upon, that he'll back up first. But if the aggressor continues, then he'll strike out.
When we talk about the Panthers, most people have been conditioned to think of them as a bunch of gun-toting radicals. But let me tell you something. The Black Panther Party wasn't a gang. It was a movement that was empowering Black people, educating our kids, feeding our communities, and defending us against racial violence. But you know what happens when Black folks start building wealth, power, and independence? The system works overtime to shut it down. Well, let me tell you about the real mission of the Black Panther Party. Let's get this straight. The Panthers were about self-defense, self-determination, and self-sufficiency. They started a free breakfast program feeding over 20,000 kids a day before the U.S. government even thought about it. They created free health clinics testing Black folks for sickle cell anemia when hospitals refused to serve us. They built community schools that actually taught Black children their real history, not that enslaved and grateful nonsense. They weren't about hating white people. They were about loving Black people. And that's dangerous to a system that profits off of Black oppression. Remember, J. Edgar Hoover said the biggest threat to America was Negro unity. Now let me put you up on game. The FBI had a whole operation dedicated to destroying the Panthers. It was called COINTELPRO, Counterintelligence Program. And what was their mission? To prevent the rise of the Black Messiah. Their words, not mine. They infiltrated the Panthers. They sent in spies, informants, and straight-up agents to create chaos and confusion. They locked up leaders on fake charges. Huey Newton, Bobby Seale, Geronimo Pratt, all thrown in jail on trumped-up cases. They assassinated Fred Hampton, a 21-year-old Panther leader, while he was asleep. Now let's talk about Fred Hampton for a second. He was the chairman of the Chicago Black Panthers and a powerful young leader. But the government saw him as a threat because he was uniting Black, Latino, and poor white communities under one cause. So what did the FBI do? They drugged him, they stormed his apartment in the middle of the night, and they shot him to death while he slept next to his pregnant fiancée. The cops fired 99 shots and the Panthers fired 1. Why? Because Fred Hampton wasn't just talking about a revolution, he was building.
Now imagine this. The idea of unifying people, feeding kids, and standing up for your rights is so radical that the federal government will do everything in their power to divide, to tear down, to murder, and to pillage. These are the people who are running this country to this day. What does all this mean? Ladies and gentlemen, it means to be woke. Don't fall for the okie doke. Fight, unite. Let me tell you what they don't want us to do. They don't want us to work together, so practice collective economics. They want to see us kill each other, so let's stop the black on black crime. And they want to see us broke and helpless. Continue to do whatever you can to build wealth. The Black Panthers left a blueprint that is vital to our community. So we got to stay vigilant. We got to stay woke, wealthy, outstanding, knowledgeable, and empowered. And drop a black fist in the comments and share this with someone who needs to know this Black history gem.
So George Tate said, when will we separate from America? And that's a good question. I don't know. You know, back in, I think 1920, they were trying to make Oklahoma a separate all black state. Did you know that? They were trying to make Oklahoma. Yeah. So that's where they had Tulsa, Black Wall Street. They were trying to make it an all black state. And, you know, the whole idea of separate but equal. And actually, guess what? I'm actually stalling because that was actually the wrong video. I played that video yesterday. I played that video yesterday. That wasn't even the right video. The video that I wanted to play, I'm uploading it right now. It's a good video too. But I want you to see how J. Edgar Hoover and COINTELPRO, what they did everything they could. They killed Martin Luther King. They put crack in the community. Their mission inside the Black Panthers was to disrupt, discredit, and destroy the Black Panthers. So they sent in spies to cause division amongst the Black Panther Party, and that's how they essentially broke them up. And then, of course, they killed them. These men were doing nothing more, y'all. They were doing nothing more than teaching people their rights. That's why J. Edgar Hoover said that the biggest threat to America was Negro unity. That's why he was afraid of the rising of the Black Messiah, because he knew that united, what we can do united, we can take over America. And they're also afraid that we're going to do the same thing to them that they've done to us, but we're just not built that way. And so when we look at, all of the things that they've done, they're going to do the same thing again. When people say white people ain't thinking about you, guess what they are? Because when you look at, Project 2025, and you look at that's actually what I was going to talk about today. I'll probably talk about tomorrow. But when you look at all of everything that they've put in place, they are thinking about your Black ass, right? We just have to move smarter. We got to make sure that we funnel our money differently. We got to make sure that we do all of these different things so that they can't outsmart us. Oh, am I frozen?
You were.
Okay, so that we're not outsmarted. So they're going to do the same thing. This is what they do. This is we know the playbook. How are we moving differently, Black people? How are we moving differently? So April, what do you think about the Black Panthers?
Oh, I think that knowing as much as I've always known about the Black Panthers, I knew a few people that their parents were a part of the Black Panther Party. I learned about.
Always loved it.
Huh? What'd you say, baby?
I said, I love Black Panthers.
Well, when you learn all of the things that they have done for the community, and they wanted to just uplift their community. They wanted to build their community.
Imagine how dangerous that is. How dangerous that is to the Black community, is unifying the community and feeding kids and getting sickle cell screening. That's a danger to the white man and the white system. But here's the one I wanted you guys to see today. It's up. I'm sorry, April.
Now, what if I told you that the crack epidemic that devastated the Black communities in the 80s wasn't just about drugs, but about a deliberate government involvement, and the man who exposed it ended up dead with 2 gunshot wounds to the back of his head, labeled a suicide? We're going to dive deep into the story that reveals how deeply systematic oppression runs, not just in our streets, but in the highest level of the government. We're talking about Gary Webb. He's the investigative journalist who exposed the CIA's role in funneling crack cocaine in the Black communities. His groundbreaking series was called Dark Alliance, and it changed everything. But telling the truth came at a price. Gary Webb wasn't a conspiracy theorist. He was an award-winning investigative journalist working for the San Jose Mercury News. It's my hometown. In 1996, he published a series called Dark Alliance, which uncovered how the CIA was complicit in allowing drug traffickers to flood black neighborhoods with crack cocaine in the 80s. Webb traced the drugs back to the Nicaraguan contrabands who were funded by the CIA during the Cold War. The profits from drug sales in U.S. cities like Los Angeles, Oakland, and D.C. were used to finance covert wars abroad. Meanwhile, black communities bore the brunt of the addiction, the violence, and the rise of mass incarceration. The government was fighting wars overseas while waging a silent one right here at home. Now, after the series was published, Gary Webb's life unraveled. The mainstream media attacked him. Major outlets like the New York Times and the Washington Post discredited his work, not because it was false, but because it hit too close to the truth. He was then blackballed from journalism, he lost his job, and he faced relentless character assassination. In 2004, Gary Webb was found dead with 2 gunshot wounds to the back of the head, ruled a suicide. Now you tell me, how does somebody shoot himself twice in the back of the head? This wasn't just about drugs. It was about a systematic destruction of black communities through 1, addiction. The crack epidemic tore families apart, creating generational trauma. 2, mass incarceration. This so-called war on drugs, it led to harsh sentencing laws, disproportionately targeting black men and women. And number 3, economic disparity, where communities were destabilized, businesses collapsed, and opportunities disappeared. Even today, the effects linger in the form of over-policing, underfunded neighborhoods, and the stigma surrounding addictions in black spaces. Now, Gary Webb tried to expose the truth, and he paid the ultimate price, but his story didn't die with him. So it's up to us to keep it alive. So if you learned something new today, drop a black fist in the comments and share this with somebody who needs to know how deep this history runs. They can suppress the story, but they can't suppress the truth.
I need all black people to understand what's at stake.
As far as that story is concerned, one of the things that I got from it is his role. Right, he was an investigative journalist. Right, those don't exist anymore.
Oh no.
Which is one of the reasons why so many things are easily hidden. And so, a lot of the people that actually did the work that they needed to do in order to uncover the things that they needed to uncover, they're dead now. Yep. For that very reason. For that very reason. And it's very frustrating when nowadays people don't know how to do the role that they really should be doing. All they know how to do is get information from a feed and make pretty much having somebody else tell them what they can and cannot do. They're reading they're reading everything that they got to read. Anyway, I can talk about that till I'm blue in the face.
We're going to have another discussion around it. I have another podcast that I'm hosting in 10 minutes.
Before you go, Constance, how can people follow you real quick?
They can follow me everywhere at I am Constance Carter. April, how can they follow you?
I am April Sampé. Oh no, April Sampé. April Sampé. All right.
I am April Sampé. I am April Sampé. Love you more.
April Sampé. I am April Sampé, but April Sampé.
Okay, peace.